Hey, what's going on guys, Mixube here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a MARDU CLERICS deck for standard best of 1. So the Clerics archetype actually received a lot of support in Strixhaven. It didn't actually give us a payoff to play Clerics, but it gave us a bunch of solid Clerics, so we're going to cover those first. We got the Venerable Warsinger, which is actually the reason we are in Mardu. It also gives us a couple other benefits like being able to play Showdown as a refill and Giganta as the companion, but the main reason we splash red is for the Warsinger. So this 3 mana 3/3 Vigilance Trample creature lets us reanimate a creature with mana value X or less equal to the number of combat damage you've dealt to a player, right? So if you dealt 3, you can reanimate anything from 1, 2, or 3. If you've dealt 2, you can reanimate anything 2 or 1. And if you've dealt 1, you can reanimate a 1-drop. So the potential to reanimate any of our creatures is super great in this deck, and a lot of them have very powerful ETBs. So even if they're taken out after they are reanimated, you at least got some value off your Warsinger. The only problem that I have with this card is that it will most probably get removed. Creatures that you just slam and hope live usually don't get there, but instead of it being on 5 like a Elder Gargaroth or something more expensive, it's on 3. So I actually have some decent hope that this thing lives and is able to reanimate a solid 1 or 2 drop. And we have a kind of reanimation sub-theme with the Archfiend's Vessels and the Call of the Death Dwellers, which this card combos super well with. So you can give it Menace and Death Touch, right, which make it very difficult to be blocked, and because it has Trample, the Death Touch only has to do 1 damage to a certain thing. So even if they double block it, you will at least get in for 1 point of damage and reanimate either a Vessel or a Speaker. All in all, I really like this card, and I wish it was more playable. If it had Haste instead of like Vigilance, it'd be super good, but we do what we can. It's a solid incentive to be in Clerics, but the main incentive really is the Valkyrie. It's like the sort of payoff for the entire thing. Although it's not new, I guess we can cover it really quickly. Whenever another Angel or Cleric ETBs, you gain life equal to that creature's toughness, which is great for a best of 1 just kind of wanting to be aggro deck. Like, it has a very aggressive curve. We don't close the game as fast as mono white or mono red, but we are definitely aggro, and gaining life can help in those mirrors, but it's basically here to be our lord. So if we have 27 life, all our creatures get +2/+2, and all the clerics gain us life to basically help with that lord effect. So we have a pseudo reanimation theme and we have a pseudo life gain theme in the form of the Valkyrie, which really just helps us in so far as it is our main lord. I want to get into other new clerics that we got. We got the Elite Spellbinder. I played this in a ton of decks. Absolutely love this card. It taxes the opponent's hand through one flyer. Also a cleric, really good. We're in best of 1 today. Like I said, I was going to switch between best of 1 and best of 3 depending on how the decks shape up to run the Professor Symbiology. Core Cleric, right? Whenever it ETBs, you learn 2 mana 2/1, good aggressive body. We have the Learn board. Fairly standard. You got the Academic Probation, which I finally pulled. I've been putting off crafting this thing. Got the Sciences, which is also why we only run 1 basic mountain. I normally wouldn't even have it in here, but sometimes you need to fetch it off Sciences. This to take out artifacts, maybe you ping something. I actually was pinged for lethal in a draft, which felt really bad. Expanded Anatomy. Confront the Past. We don't have any Planeswalkers, but you can take out your opponents if that ever comes up. And the Mascot Exhibition to go super wide. I wouldn't craft any of these rare lessons. You could just put in more of the common or... Are they uncommon? Yeah, common or uncommon ones that are like colorless or anything else that you really want. Like if you want another Environmental Sciences, go for it. Anyways, back to the other creatures. We picked up a Silverquill Silencer, Human Cleric, right? So what I'm saying, a lot of these creatures that we got in Strixhaven are also clerics. So this card is also really cool. I've played it quite a bit. When it ETBs, you choose a non-land card name, and whenever your opponent casts a spell with that chosen name, they lose 3 life and you draw a card. So really good aggressive body, 2 mana 3/2 is solid, and it can potentially disrupt our opponent. So this coupled with like Spellbinder gives us a kind of taxing sub-theme to the deck, which is pretty cool. Helps us get there in a bunch of different matchups. And the last brand new card from Strixhaven is the Vanishing Verse. Just a good versatile removal spell. Not too good against Winota, but aside from that, can hit almost everything else. We'll go over the rest of the deck. We are a Giganta deck because everything just has 1 pip, so we have a free Giganta, and we can cast it for 1 red, and we splash red, so we might as well just play the Giganta. This best of 1 deck takes advantage of the Learn board and the Companion mechanic, which makes me super excited for it. Love taking advantage of that stuff. But yeah, for the 1-drops, you got the Speaker. We're not a dedicated life gain deck, but it is a good cleric, and if you can get there with the Valkyrie, cranking out more angels is super solid. We have the Vessel, also more lifelink. We have a reanimation sub-theme, like I said before, with cards like Call of the Death Dweller and the Warsinger. Also just a solid cleric at 1. The Aspirant, amazing cleric in pretty much every white aggressive deck that doesn't even care about the cleric sub-theme, you play it. What else am I missing? And yeah, Showdown. We don't play 4 because I'm expecting a lot of aggro, and sometimes drawing 4 cards is way too slow, but I think 3 is fine. I would honestly even consider going down to 2 and bumping up the removal count because we're not the most aggressive deck, but I'm liking 3 Showdown with the Scalds. It's a good way to refuel, and it also pays us off for running some red mana. You only ever really need 1 red pip. You need 1 for Warsinger, 1 for Showdown, 1 for Giganta, and you pretty much, as soon as you find 1 red land, the rest go on black or white depending. So for the mana base, we have all the pathways, a fair amount of basics. Like I said, the 1 mountain, because sometimes we need to learn for a red source, and 2 snarls. I recognize that this might enter tapped, but having a dual land that can potentially enter untapped is super solid. We still have 9 ways to make it enter untapped, so I'm hoping that because we only have 2 copies, it will enter as a untapped Orzhov land most of the time. Anyways, guys, if you like the deck, be sure to drop a like on the video. It will be in the description down below as always, and consider subscribing. It motivates me to make more content. So that's going to be it for me, guys. Let's get into some games. Okay, so the opponent is going to start. We don't have a 1-drop, but we only have 8 of them, so I don't expect to always have one. We have all our colors. We have a nice 2-3 with some interaction, and it looks like Winota. And we do hit a 1-drop. Okay, that's nice. So at least we can play the Vessel, and I will trade here for it because we have the call. Oh, it is mono white, not Winota, just mono white. Let me learn it up. What do we want? I guess we can grab a start from scratch. It is kind of slow. I could grab it in an expanded anatomy, which is okay, especially with the lifelinker. I don't hate a start from scratch, and I don't hate a expanded anatomy. I think we go with the, well, I'm actually not sure. Let's go with the anatomy for now. No attacks. It would be better if this was a speaker, but we do what we can. I'm happy I drew a 1-drop anyways. Our hand on 3 is very clogged. We have a lot to do. Redain, okay. So what's it going to be for the opponent? Attack with Daxos, I guess? Yep, that's fine. I take 2. So I could play the anatomy on the Vessel and attack with it. It gains vigilance for 1 turn. It has lifelink. I could also just play out an Angel. Tough call. Angel blocks and gains me a ton of life in the future. Angel plus Angel is also really good, and then we can go anatomy after that. Okay. I've talked myself into it. We have our first Righteous Valkyrie online. Plus, like, it is a good blocker. It's mono white. I don't expect them to be able to pump their creatures to the sky. And there's a speaker, so we have to watch out for that. Although we do have the exile removal in Vanishing Verse. They have an Alseid for protection. So we have to be careful here. We have to make sure they don't get to 27, or at least they can't get to 27 before we do. Any attacks? Daxos. I have a free block. Alseid. Redain. I think I'm good trading here. I think I'm good doing this. If they want to sacrifice the dog for the Alseid, I'm super happy with that. That's a fine trade by my standards. We get to soak up some damage on the Daxos. We could have also just blocked the Redain. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. Okay, life goes up a little bit. Alright, opponent's at 25. Awkward. It is kind of awkward. All they have to do is cast 2 more creatures, and then they start making angels. Maybe I was supposed to block with the Vessel to reanimate 2 things. This is awkward. I kind of wanted a land. I can anatomy my Valkyrie and attack. Then they just push in a ton of damage. I honestly think my best bet is second Valkyrie. It means every other cleric I play is gonna gain me a ton of life. Alright, we're back to 20. No attacks. So, yeah, we're a bit stuck on mana here. Kind of unfortunate. Heliod, okay. Opponent's at 26, and the counters start coming. Yeah. Opponent can attack with the speaker or just sacrifice the Alseid and they'll be able to make angels. But hopefully they just make one because I'll be able to vanishing versus the other one. Okay, opponent attacks like that. This will go down to 5 power. If they lose something to the devotion, if they gain life, they get a counter on something. So the fact that they're attacking with this, they're either going to sacrifice it. I think I just go like this. Block, 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 but then they sacrifice in response and kill my angel, so that's not good. So I guess we just block here and here. Or maybe I just try to send this to the yard. Sure. We'll go like that. They can pay the 1 mana, gain an extra life. Oh, maybe I should have blocked with my other angel because they could have killed the Redain, but they wouldn't have gotten the extra life. Oh no, they would have because of the sacrificed Alseid. Okay. So now opponent goes to 28. And the speaker will crank out an angel. They'll gain even more life. And it just looks really, really bad for us from here. Land, let's go. I can take out the Heliod. I think I need more white here. Oh man. Tough game. Really tough game. Like, these are all pretty much must-kill threats. Vanishing Verse is good, but it won't be able to do the job alone. I can call back those 2 cards. I think we have to get rid of the speaker, though. So I guess I start here, gain just a bit of life. Learn up. What can we take? I mean, start from scratch would have been good if we had an extra mana and didn't miss our land last turn. I guess I just grab the environmental sciences to potentially make some line drops in the future. Alright. No attacks, let's go. We're playing a very defensive game against a very aggressive deck. At least Heliod will die if we take out the speaker. This has to be done at sorcery speed. So they go to combat. Okay. And they go like that. So I can take 10 here. Opponent's gonna suit up the Redain with lifelink. Oh, I'm so tempted to exile that Redain. I'm so tempted. Are they gonna give something else lifelink? Okay, they give the Angel lifelink. Okay. So how do I do this? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2. I can take this out and then exile the speaker and we take 10. I think that's the play. It's not ideal, but it's fine. 1, 2. So we mass block here. If these had vigilance, that'd be very helpful right now. Having to exile the speaker is very unfortunate, but at least the Heliod's devotion will fall. Okay. An opponent did not order blocks correctly. We really need a Vanishing Verse. Those are two big boys. Two big boys. I can call these two back. And then play Sciences. I mean, I guess it's a plan. So we'll put this on black. I'll play Call for you and you. Death Touch, Menace. Well, at least we gained some life. Now what do we want? Sure, I mean, blowing up an artifact seems like whatever. It can't attack or block. We might need this literally to stay alive. I think we might have to cast this Probation now. I don't like it. Okay. Can't attack or block till next turn. And we'll start pushing in some damage. I'm holding both of these back to double block the Angel. Opponent has already shown that they don't order blocks correctly. Jesus, my sentencing structure there was off. Daxos. Okay, at least Devotion still is in 5. In before another 1 or 2 mana creature. Or just giving the Angel lifelink. Yep. This does not come as a huge shock to me. We have our learn cards. Yeah, and it has lifelink. Let's double block. We only lose one of these, so I think it's fine. And they take out my Angel. Okay. Well, at least we get the bigger stat line. Pumping up my Daxos. Oh, they're pumping everything a little bit? No, they just pumped up Daxos. Okay. What's it gonna be? I can make this at 8/8. That actually might be the plan. I don't really want to show down this turn. It's very slow. I might have to though, right? The fact that I can is pretty nice. But then what? Then we just get hit by this Redain potentially. I think I saved the showdown and I think we just make this a 7/7. Sorry, not 8/8, 7/7. Go for a cheeky attack. Yeah, hit for 7. Now what? Do we Sciences? Or just buy Gigantha? Oh man, these are tough calls, guys. I think we just buy Gigantha this turn. I'll put this on red in case we need more red in the future. Okay. I mean, I don't hate how this game is going. I mean, the beginning was kind of tough, but we've sort of stabilized. And if I can get this Redain off the field... Oh, they found a Maul. Oh, that's really bad. That's really, really bad. Oh, they gave it to Daxos? I thought they were going to give it to Redain. Sure. Yep. Submit the attack. You got it. You got it. Submit the attack. No. I want you to attack with your Redain. Okay, well, you know what? At least we can just absorb this damage. Actually, we can take out the Daxos. right? Hit for 6. No, we can't because they'll first strike down the angel. I think we chump here to save 5 life. Could really come up to... could end up mattering. Yep, that sounds fine. Cool. Good combat. Okay, that's pretty huge. Let's showdown now. I'm hoping we're going to hit untapped land, or at least untapped white. And we reveal 4 lands. Very good. That is so unfortunate, guys. Okay, well. Bad showdown. At least we hit a 1-drop, but I was hoping for mostly gas. Radiant Fountain. Why is that so good here? Okay, 7-8, Redain. Alright, we got it. Opponent's on 37 life, casually. Yeah, there are those attacks again. Lifelink Daxos. Lifelink Redain as well. Well, let's save 5 life. I think I can double block here. Opponent can't take out both of them. Alright. Let's go. And it lowers the opponent's devotion. We need like another Vanishing Verse ASAP. Yeah. First strike lifelink is unfortunate. Still take out the Redain though. Worked out. Counter probably should have just gone on Daxos. Yeah. Daxos gets even thicker. We're 20 cards in. We really need another Vanishing Verse. I play my land. So I can make this, what, pretty big, I think? So at 5. I could play my entire hand out. Okay, so I guess I just put all the counters on the demon. That'll make it a 10-10. So at least I'll be able to block this Daxos for a little bit. Even though it's slower on the speaker front. You know what? I'm just going to attack now. We're not going to do anything else the turn. I mean, we're going to play the other cards, but, you know, gain that 1 life. You guys know how it be. Stack up this demon. 10-10 demon. Let's go. Sure. Tough game. We really need another Vanishing Verse. Is the opponent going to attack? I block. What do you have? They can give it lifelink. Okay, we got there. I have no idea what this opponent was on about, guys. That game really looks unsurmountable. I think they just have to chill. I don't think they attack here. Or you can, yeah, unless they have another way of gaining 1 life and then attacking for the lifelink and getting a stupid crazy life total advantage. But like from here on out, I just hope we draw another showdown soon because we're super low on gas. But we've drawn a lot more land than the opponent has. Like they've drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, right? So they're due to flat out at some point. And I just really hope we could draw a couple of our card advantage cards and start taking over the game. But we really stabilized decently. Okay, I actually go first with Tapped Snarl, and we have a nice 2-3, potentially 4 to refuel. So I think this is a keep. Easiest Tapped Snarl of my life. No 1-drop to get punished by. Maybe Mono White, maybe Winota, and it looks like Winota right out the gate. Interesting. We probably need more white than black with this hand. So I'm inclined to put this on red. Sure. Mana base looking fancy already. Professor, what do I want? I mean, Probation can stop a Winota in the future. Which seems okay. Maybe I just grab Start from Scratch to potentially take out this Alseid. Sure, let's grab a Start from Scratch. They have a lot of one toughness creatures in this deck. And it could just be mono white, in which case this is fine too. They have a bunch of artifacts. It looks like mono white, okay. So if they put the counter on the Alseid, then we could take out the Aspirant. They put the counter on the Aspirant, okay. And they offer a trade. I'm gonna go with no blocks. So what do we want to do now? I think I kind of want to get in their hand with the Spellbinder. Did not expect a block there. Let's see what you got. Got to tax their Winota. So it is Winota. Which makes sense because we didn't see any mono white stuff. We might see this Spellbinder get apparitioned. Dog comes down, really? I guess the opponent wants to hold open protection. Okay, they opt for indestructibility. Fair enough, because they know we can start from scratch. So now what? I mean, I can showdown. Seems okay. I don't think this War Singer... I mean, we play the War Singer, it just gets apparition, so... yeah, seems fine. Not ideal, but we've drawn 2 showdowns, so we have to start getting them in play. All gas, and 1 land for next turn, perfect. No attacks. They'll be able to get in some damage, but unless they play the apparition on this Professor... then they won't be able to get in with everything. Lifelinking Alseid is annoying, but it be what it be. Blade Historian comes down. Yikes. Okay, opponent's popping off. There's no doubt in my mind about that. More white seems fine. Let's deploy the cards. So I'm going to play 2 more spells. I can make this thing pretty thick. I think I go here for now. We can name Apparition. Nope. Skyclave Apparition. And we can play this out here. Put the counter on the speaker. Put the other counter on the speaker. No attacks. Okay, not a bad turn. So yeah, if they play the apparition now, then we get a card, and they get drained for a little bit. We have some decent bodies right now. The fact that we have white and black cards makes Alseid giving any creature protection from something. Or actually, no, we only have white cards, sorry, because of the silencer. Opponent's going to take a look at my hand. They can tax me on something. What's it going to be? I mean, I have gas, right? Warsinger, okay. 5 mana for that card seems a lot worse than 3. And I can still technically double spell. I can go Elite Spellbinder into Start from Scratch. Counter on the Aspirant, okay. Everything has double strike, so we have to be careful. Alright. So how are we doing this? I have to take out the Blade Historian. This is unfortunate, but I think we go... we'll go here. I want to be able to attack back with lifelink. What am I blocking with? I can give this up happily. I think I go to 1 here. This is actually pretty unfortunate. I have to either give up the Silencer or the Aspirant just to stay alive. I think it's the Silencer because the Aspirant gains me 1 more life if I put the counter on the speaker. Yeah. Unfortunate. Something's holding priority. Oh, it's the Alseid sacrifice. Are they really going to give their Blade Historian protection? They are. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. So now what? I can make this 5 mana. I think we start from... I don't need all my red this turn, so I can start by playing Spellbinder. Just want to make sure my mana is correct. Counter goes here. We want that thick lifelinky boy. Tax the Apparition. They need a land to play it now. And we can go deal 1 damage to any target. That's you. Another counter here. And we gain 6 life. Okay. That feels good. I feel a lot healthier. They did draw the land, so they can take my 1/1, which is unfortunate. Oh, sorry, my 1/1, my 1 mana Apparition. My 1 mana Speaker. God, that top deck land. That's gonna be the death of me. Yeah. I mean, we kind of have to play our spells, right? We can't just sit back, do nothing. God, top deck land is so annoying. Okay, we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're dead if we don't block. So I guess we're just chumping. Sure. Alright. That's not it. Let's showdown. Lands are not it either. So now we're just dead, right? Well, hold on. I play land. Like, I play this. I can play the Vessel. And then we're just dead, right? Because we go block, block, double strike. Yep, unfortunate game. I mean, good game, but very unfortunate that they topped the land there. Alright guys, and we are back. So I'm going to be 100% honest, this is not a very powerful deck. It's okay, like as you can see it has a pretty solid 1-2-3 aggro curve, it has some solid creatures, has some decent card advantage, some removal, so I think it's a well-made deck. I just don't think it's powerful enough to compete in the current meta, at least not in best of one. It is my attempt to make a fun off-meta deck that can still win some games, because I feel like the standard metagame has been getting very stale. I haven't seen anyone play a Clerics deck in a while, and I haven't seen a MARDU Clerics deck, so I thought it might be fun to bring out. As you can see, we still have some game though. I don't want to just throw together a pile of shitty cards and be like, yeah, good game, good deck, good deck. Like, the deck isn't crazy, but it can definitely win some. If you want a probably better version, you can add some Bone Crusher Giants. I would probably maybe cut down on like Call. I really like Call though. I don't know. Maybe like drop off some Spellbinders and a Valkyrie and try to play some Bone Crusher Giants, maybe go down to shoot 2 Showdown of the Skalds, but I think that might really help. The issue I was running into is that there's a lot of cheap creatures we have to get rid of very quickly, and our removal is limited. We have the Versus and a Heartless Act. I don't feel like that's enough, but then again, I'm also trying to be super aggressive and try to kill the opponent. That's like the game plan. So, you know, it's a weird aggro deck that can kind of come across as a mid-rangey deck. It's a lot of fun. If you guys like this and have the cards, don't craft this. Please don't craft this deck. There's a lot of rares in here. I just happen to have them from other decks. Anyways, if you like the deck, again, you can try it out for yourself in the description down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.